it's been a year since DemandFarm's engagement with Inbound Mantra. It started last April. So tell us, what was the situation at DemandFarm a year ago? What were the targets and challenges that you were dealing back then?
Oh, it's already a year. I didn't realize that. No, so the challenge for a product, SaaS product company typically is to get your inbound right. Because until such time that you get that right, you won't be able to scale the business. You will build a product, validate it in the early stages, you will go to your connections, networks, and then get some customers. But ability to scale a product is determined by how much of inbound leads would you generate. So that was where we were last year, and it was high time that we had to start that.
Right.
And so that's how we made the decision to start.
So what was the specific problem that you were seeking a solution for, and how did you get to learn about the solution?
So actually the specific problem is how do you generate inbound leads? Right. I had no idea. I didn't come from a marketing background either. So I built a product which I thought is something which is being fairly well received whoever I spoke to.
Right.
So now, how do you go about doing it is the question. So if one option obviously is to hire a CMO, build a marketing team, and do all of that, which of course is a function of how much resources, how much funding, how much money you have.
Right.
On the other hand, look for an expert who comes with these skills and resources anyways, so that because this marketing takes a lot of experimentation. It's not an overnight thing that you get it. So it requires a fair bit of experimentation, and then therefore you need a team who can do those experiments and work on it.
Instead of developing it in-house, you thought of going for a vendor.
Yeah.
So how did you know choosing Inbound Mantra was the right thing for you? What was it that clicked?
So to me, I think, so one, obviously I was referred to them. Two was, I think, so what I liked is the upfront saying that whether inbound is possible or not possible. If possible, also that transparency or honesty is what I liked.
Right.
So that kind of liked. So instead of I've seen a lot of agencies make a pitch to me saying that okay, we will take your ranking to so and so, we will do so and all of that, and then mostly talk about activities.
Right.
Here was a company. I mean, so they took their time. They understood. So even before saying that okay, we'll work with you, they did a little bit of study and then came back with a study to say that whether inbound is possible, not possible, if possible, why, and so on. And then we're also committing to an output. So rather than simply an activity. And then, as I said, I know that there's somebody who came across to me as somebody who are willing to do those experimentations, but in an expert way.
Right.
So yeah.
The level of research was
right.
So how was the engagement worked out for you over the last 5 years?
So by and large, it's worked out well. So obviously, what we thought as the initial this thing is it never happens the way.
Right.
But overall, if I look at it, it's really worked out well for us. We are seeing some predictability now. My belief is it definitely takes 6 months, if not more, to get somewhere.
Right.
To start seeing something. We've been seeing that consistently, at least in the last 3 to 4 months. So we were able to put some predictability into this, and we've started seeing opportunities as well as deals through our inbound efforts consistently. So it's not a one-off month kind of a success or a spectacular success in 1 month and nothing else. What's important is the predictability. That's what we started seeing from January onwards, which is around 4 or 5 months now. So, but it took around 6 to 7 months to settle down.
Right. So What do you think could have gone better for you? What were your expectations that weren't met?
I mean, probably what could have gone better for us was the messaging or the content part of it. We could have zeroed in on it much earlier than the amount of time it took. So that's probably because there's someone else was involved in building that though.
Okay.
And I think the other thing is we didn't review this regularly enough as to So I think I should have also pushed harder on a month-on-month basis as to what's happening. So I was mostly an arm's length person and left it for somebody else to do it, and maybe that was one. And then really coming out with the right message, we could have done better. We could have done it faster. Yeah.
On similar grounds, there are many things that a vendor cannot do. That is, even if the vendor tries very hard, there are some collaboration issues that create an issue. So what was your pain in that?
So my pain was, I think, is as I said, the articulation of the value of the product to the market. So I know an agency cannot come in because it's my product end of the day. I would be the best person to do that. But with the right amount of assistance and with the right amount of probing, we could have done a faster and better job of it.
Right. Articulation of the product.
Of the value of the product.
Product. Right. So, is there any part of our service that you would like to change? Of course, there would be. What is that?
No, it's actually hard for me to say what I would like to change. But if there is something that its ability to convert a client's a very high level idea into a good content.
Right.
It could be an ebook, it could be a video, it could be anything that we create. But ability to create the content. One is to create a campaign which I'm pretty happy with.
Right.
But ability to create content, I think, is somewhere
Which could be improved.
It could be better. Yeah.
What were the aspects of input from Inbound Mantra that you valued the most?
So the first thing is the whole systematic way of approaching and measuring everything.
Right.
So there's a myth that goes around that marketing is something which is good to do, and then that's about it. But the input that I value the most is it's a very systematic, scientific. It's a good combination of science and art, to use the cliche, that goes through it, and then the science behind it is important.
Right.
So it's not something which is just nice to have function. It has a very specific goal. So that as an input was important for me. Even the concept of keep probing us about the persona,
right,
is something that's been helpful. It keeps me thinking all the time, and then so I started looking at that during my own meetings with the customers and prospects.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think about the results that were generated over the last 3 or 4 months?
So results have been very encouraging. So we have, as I said, we have seen at least one deal a month in the last 3 to 4 months, and there is no reason why we can't continue to do that in future as well. So therefore, from that angle, if I leave out the there are various ways in which you calculate an ROI, but it's been pretty good for us, I think.
Okay. So moving further, what would you like to tell someone who is considering inbound mantras services?
So here's the thing, right? So what I'll tell them is like you must definitely try this out, right? Inbound mantra will be upfront and telling you whether it's going to work or not. So which is good one, right? And if they say it's going to work, I know that they will work hard for 6 months to make it work. So therefore, you should give time. You can't be impatient with this because it takes a while to warm up the market, if that's the right word to use. Yeah. So what I would say is definitely try it out and have some patience of 6 months.
So you've been a very avid promoter of inbound mantra. Many referrals you have given. So what prompted you to give so many referrals for us?
So actually, it's more more an entrepreneur's this thing. So whenever I come across a product company from India and then trying to especially look at an enterprise market in the US, it's a very, very hard thing to do. And so I had, so whatever experiment that I had done and it had not worked out, no need for another entrepreneur to go through the same life. So it comes as part of the community. So we keep discussing more mistakes we've done as a group whenever we meet than whatever success that we've tasted, because success is shown, is out there, but mistakes is not shown. So so therefore we should be talking about, hey, I had I think 5 people inside sales team for almost 18 months, and because that's what comes natural to anybody, right? So whereas if you're a SaaS product company, inbound is the key to scale. There is no way you can scale your business without that. So so therefore I keep whoever that I meet as entrepreneurs, as my fellow colleagues, I keep telling them to try this out.
Are there any final comments you would like to make?
No, so I would like to, so going forward, I think, it's just the beginning. We've just about started seeing some results. So after the last 3-4 months, now the question is, how do we, say, make it 2x? Is the thing, because, so that's where I would like to, my final comment is, okay, let me know how do we do twice the output that we're today getting. So I want inbound to be thinking about it. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Milind, for coming to us and actually giving us a very good feedback here.
Sure. Thank you.